Hi, this is C again. So I just got off the phone with my friend William, whose mother is stringing him along, breadcrumbing him. She's got money to give him, and he's in a bad situation, but he's also developed a history with her of breadcrumbing her with his time. Okay. So I told him the way to change that dynamic is for him to quit breadcrumbing her and she'll quit breadcrumbing him. The reason she only gives him a small amount, because that's the rule with human beings. We treat in kind, we treat the other person. It's really unusual, like what I'm doing here, which is giving to you, and I'm not getting anything out of this. There's no way my views are going to get up to, I don't know what it is. It's like 1 million views, or not views, but subscribers or something before YouTube pays you anything. They set the bar really high. I'm used to that in sales. I started doing phone sales, and they would set the bar really high because they were all about hiring the next sucker, like Barnum and Bailey says, the next sucker that was going to come in so that they didn't have to pay bonuses and they could underpay people. They just they kept people in that trap of, we set the bar really high, way higher than anybody can make except once in a blue moon, and nothing you can sustain. And we'll see how long you stick around. And if you just quit, then I don't have to pay unemployment insurance. Yay. Okay. And I just hire another sucker because this kind of job is a entry level job anyway. And I'm having you read a script. And so as long as you're sticking with the script, anyway, there's some problems with that. I mean, it could be done better. I mean, they could write better scripts and whatnot, or take a different approach if they wanted to. But I mean, that's basically the way most places work like that. Most places that have no intention of paying more money, enough a living, as they just expect that this is the way it is. And they start exploiting the situation after a while. Oh, I've had so many people quit, and you know uh, after I bring them in, and so then they streamline the training and uh, try to simplify the job so that any entry level person can do this job. It's like, just read the script, read the objections. When somebody comes up with, now they got computers that'll come up with the answers to objections, and stuff like that. Anyway, so my suggestion to William, and I told him, I said, let's be scientific about this. Maybe if you quit on the level, right, her level, which is her currency, which is spending time with you. I mean, why else would somebody be giving you money unless they cared about the relationship they had with you, right? So she obviously cares, or she wouldn't be giving him anything, okay? So if somebody is giving you anything on a regular basis, whether it's a roof over your head, internet access, you know, uh, you know, all these things, like your mom or somebody or your dad or whatever, they're giving you anything. Okay. I don't care how small it is or how much they've whittled it down because they're upset because you're not doing what they want you to do. And even if they don't know what they want you to do, it's real simple. I mean, they want some kind of relationship with you where you acknowledge, or show that you acknowledge, that you give a damn about them and what they want and what they think. Okay. I mean, this is barring an abusive situation, an abusive situation just blows up these dynamics even more. Like with my son, for example, in his relationship to his uncle who was giving him internet access, uh, and access to his apartment. And my son was going in there and eating his good food out of the refrigerator and stuff like that. And he would blow up at him, which is abusive. The answer was to quit giving the kid access. But he was so afraid of losing the relationship as a codependent person. The adult there was so afraid of cutting off the relationship because he can't stand on his own feet in terms of being someone that the kid wants to really hang out with. All he has to offer is internet access and food that the kid is really interested in. As a person, he didn't have a whole lot else to offer. And he kind of knew that because he's super codependent. That's why he didn't have anything else to offer the kid. But anyway, basically, in a not so codependent parent-child relationship where they're giving you something, a roof over your head, internet access, I don't care if they limit the hours or whatever, you just stop and think, what I really want is more internet access or more money or whatever it is. The currency with your parents is going to be a lot of times what they state it is. One is, I don't see you enough, or the only time I see you is when you want money, or the only time we have a heart-to-heart conversation and we get down to the nitty-gritty and talk about how much I care about you is when you're violating the rules, and stuff like that. Now, I'm not trying to make a manipulator out of you. I'm trying to get you to realize, of course, you could just take this and continue to, in some ways, breadcrumb them. But what they're really looking for a lot of times, especially when you're grown up and you're away from home, what they really want is to see you acting like you give a damn whether they're alive or dead. Giving them a call, talking, spending some time on the phone. Go visit them when you don't need the money. Now, if they've got you to the point where they're breadcrumbing you so bad that you're constantly needing to go to them for money, and it's gotten to that point, you need to get kind of radical. And what I mean by radical is what I told him. You need, next time you get money from her, take the money and say, okay, Mom, we're going out to lunch or dinner or whatever it is. I'm taking you out. And they're going to say, no, you can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And they might make some excuses or whatnot. They might say yes. Okay. But if they make some excuses, this is what you need to say to really drive it home for both of you, because this is true. And because what you're getting ready to say is 100% true, okay, you're going to appreciate it too when you hear it. Mom, Dad, you're not going to live forever. I might die tomorrow. Let's go. Come on. So you take them out, whatever. And if they had gotten to the point of breadcrumbing you that you can't afford to feed a couple of people on that money, at the end of the visit, say, look, I don't have any money right now. Can you give me some money until later? And you rinse and repeat that process. Quit going over there, hitting them up for money and running. Quit that. Just resolve that every time you go over there, you are going to take them out to lunch. You're going to hang out with them. Better yet, if they quit breadcrumbing you so badly that they actually give you enough money to last a few days and take them out to lunch, okay? Wait a couple of days, come back and say, I want to take you out to lunch or dinner or whatever it is, or cook at home for them if that's the deal. Say, I want you to come over here and I'm going to cook for you. Or I want to come over there and I'll cook for you. I mean, whatever the budget allows. Quit breadcrumbing your parents. And always keep in mind that it's true. It's not some manipulative bullshit. It's 100% true that you might not be there tomorrow. They might not be there tomorrow. There's nothing manipulative about saying the truth and get like real with it. Now, how are you going to feel? I mean, it's not manipulative because how are you going to feel when you have been, the only time you've been spending with them has been asking them for money? You need to take responsibility for that relationship. Why? Because they aren't. They're not. It kind of discounts it a little bit when the person who wants something from you has to ask you for it. It kind of, discounts the whole value in spending time with you. Like if the parent has to say to you something like, well, the only time you want to spend time with me is when you want money. The minute that they have had to say that to you, or the only time that we talk is when I'm having to correct your behavior. The minute that they have to say that, then you jump through that hoop. It's less effective. It doesn't work. You need to initiate that shit. And if you have to put an alarm on your phone so that you initiate a phone call, like so many days a week, okay, or not so many days a week, but let's say you meet them on a Monday and they give you XYZ amount of money, and that money is going to run out by PDQ days or weeks. You need to then start setting alarms on your phone to give them a phone call and have what's called downtime with them. Downtime is where you're talking to them with no goal in mind whatsoever. Just, I was thinking about you. I wanted to talk to you. Now, at first, that may seem insincere because you haven't been doing it. And because you haven't been doing it, you have no reasons yet, real reasons why you find that beneficial. But as soon as you find it beneficial, when you put the alarm in the phone, put a little note in there of what was good, a key word about what kind of benefit you got from, and tell them. Listen, the last conversation we had, I really enjoyed the conversation, especially when you were telling me the story of blank, blank, blank. Like maybe they told you a story from their childhood or what they used to do when they were young or something like that. This is not manipulation tactics. This is teaching you how to relate to people. Okay? A lot of times people, especially your parents, we idolize our parents and forget that they're human beings. And human beings in general have not been taught how to get their needs met. Used to be people spent a lot of downtime together. Neighbors, okay, would leave their doors open so that other neighbors could walk in and hang out in the kitchen with them while they were doing whatever, and just visit with them like they lived there. That doesn't happen anymore. Those needs are not getting met in the society today because people don't do that stuff anymore. That doesn't mean the need went away. It's still there for a sense of community and whatnot. You know, the need is still there for that downtime of just hanging out with the other person, you know, and not with a goal in mind. Showing them that and living in that reality that, you know, sometimes, you know, that they're good enough, that they're enough. Just hanging out with them is enough. I remember running errands with my aunt, for example. Hell, I love running errands with my aunt. Was she paying attention to me especially? No. But it was a privilege because of the way I felt about her, that she was a fun person and everywhere she had little comments she would make and whatnot. It was fun to be around her. The music she would play and stuff like that. It was just fun to be around her. Yeah, there's no better compliment that you can give a person than that downtime, that I just like hanging out with you. We don't even have to be doing anything. I say taking them out to lunch because, you know, you're going to have to work your way up to just hanging out with them and being able to enjoy that downtime because you're so people are so isolated and removed from each other socially compared to generations ago that you're going to need a little practice at it. And try when you're in a situation of lunch or whatever it is, just, you know, not saying anything, not because you're icing each other emotionally, not when you're angry at each other, but just because you don't have to say anything. Nothing needs to be said. We're just enjoying the other person's company. That's of a very high value. I'm choosing. When I was a kid, I had to hang out with you. I had to be in the house with you because you were taking care of me. Now I'm choosing to hang out with you because you're still valuable to me. Are you understanding me? I hope so.